In this tutorial we will learn how to personalise the workspace and set it up for fashion drawing. The first thing we are going to look at is panels and workspaces. We touched briefly on panels in some of the previous tutorials. Panels are the expandable windows stored in the panel bar on the right that allow you to modify your artwork. By default you can see the Essentials panels, which contain a selection of commonly used panels. All the available panels are listed and accessed via the Window menu. A workspace is a preset organisation of panels. This can include panels you have docked in the panel bar and panels that you have floating on the canvas. Illustrator comes with a number of predefined workspaces which can be accessed via the Workspace drop-down menu in the top right of the screen. If I select Layout from this drop-down menu, watch the panel bar change. You can set up your own custom workspace, including the panels that you use regularly. Let's go ahead and set one up for fashion drawing. I'm going to use the Essentials workspace as my template. From the Workspace drop-down, I'm going to select New Workspace and give it the name Fashion Drawing. And then click OK. Next I need to design my workspace by choosing which panels I want and where I want them. From the Window menu, I'm going to select the panels I use on a regular basis. So let's choose Align and Brushes and Layers, Pattern Options, Stroke, Swatches, Symbols, Transparency, and finally Type and Character. I am then going to close the panels I do not want in my workspace. So I'm going to close Colour, Colour Guide, Cooler, Appearance. I'm going to dock all the panels to the panel bar with the exception of the Layers panel, as I use this constantly, so want it always expanded. I do this by dragging and dropping the panels onto the panel bar. So let's choose my Align and get rid of that, Character and get rid of that, and Pattern Options. I can rearrange them in the panel bar by dragging the top of each panel to where I would like it. So let's put that one there, and Swatches were put at the top. The Layers panel I'm going to leave expanded but move to the top right of my canvas. I have now created my custom workspace. If I select a different workspace from the drop-down, so let's choose Layout, and then reselect my fashion drawing workspace, you can see that it has saved my configured options. This will now be available every time I open Illustrator. If you want to delete a custom workspace, choose Manage Workspaces from the Workspace drop-down. You can then select the workspace you want to delete and click on the delete icon. Just like with panels, there are some tools that will be relevant to fashion drawing and others that are not, and some tools you use all the time and others only rarely. You can create your own custom tools panel to make easy access to the tools you use on a regular basis. To create a new custom tools panel, go to Window and then Tools and New Tools panel. In the dialog box that appears, give your new tool panel a name. I'm going to call mine Fashion Drawing Tools. And then click OK. A new floating tool panel appears. You can now drag and drop the tools you want from the default panel onto your new panel. So let's choose the selection tool, direct selection tool, we'll take the pen tool, the anchor point tool, the type tool, ellipse tool, rectangle tool, paintbrush, and so forth. You get the idea. Just like any other panel, I can drag the tool icons up and down to rearrange their order. And I can click on the top of the panel to switch between 1 and 2 columns. Your Custom Tools panel can also be part of your workspace. As I created my Fashion Drawing Tools panel within my Fashion Drawing workspace, it is automatically saved to this workspace. If I navigate to a different workspace, you can see that my Custom Tool panel disappears. If I reselect my Fashion Drawing workspace, my Custom Tool panel reappears. So we've looked at how to customize tools and panels. Now let's look at the other preferences you can set to personalize your interaction with Illustrator. Go to either the Illustrator menu on the Mac or the Edit menu on the PC and select Preferences and General. You can also access the Preferences dialog box by pressing Command+K on the Mac and Control+K on the PC, or by selecting the Preferences button in the control bar. Not all the preferences will be relevant to fashion drawing, so let's just look at some of the most common ones you may want to set. On the General tab, tick the boxes next to Scale Rectangle Corners and Scale Strokes and Effects. This means that when you resize objects, the thickness of their outline will change in proportion, and so will the corner radius of any rectangles. Leave the other settings on this tab as their default. On the Units tab, you can choose your preferred units of measure. This will be reflected in the rulers and the measure tape. My personal preference is to work in pixels. On the Grids and Guides tab, you can choose what colour you would like the guidelines to appear as. The default is cyan. You can also define your grid settings, such as what colour you would like the grid lines and how much spacing you would like between the lines. So let's set to 50 pixels. As you get to know Illustrator better, you can browse through the other preferences and set them up to suit your method of working. Once you have finished setting your preferences, click OK to save.